Welcome, everyone, to West Wednesday, number 595, fighting for accountability for Tyrone West and all victims of police brutality. Let's go to you, Tawanda.
Thank you so much, Hillary. Yeah, so again, like Hillary just said, it's West Wednesday, week 595. And tonight we have no special guests, but definitely I want to promote our 600 West Wednesday that will be coming up very soon. So stay tuned, as you guys always do, for the video, and we'll be right back. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No,
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one. Concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up. No.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly, picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog-tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, Sid, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get it.
To profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Sir, do me a favor, take out your keys.
Dad, you can record for what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? I'm about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now.
Yeah? And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardez Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 to 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they could never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
Okay, mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Yeah, so again, Hillary, thank you for stepping in and bringing this to us all live on YouTube. We definitely appreciate it. As well as any other social media outlets that you have used tonight. But it just breaks my heart. Before I go into what I wanted to talk about, I just kind of like always get stuck when I'm actually watching a video, and it's just like a constant reminder of the failure that Baltimore City had inflicted on my family. Like, this is failure at its fullest. And it's disgusting. And literally a whole decade later, we're still chasing accountability. No one family should ever have to endure the type of pain, the type of loss, the type of disgust, the type of lack of, you know, communication, or anything that my family has went through. It is awful. And when I look at the very last victim, Darrell, that was literally pulled over, and Ruiz, the first one, the first maniac, the first unhinged maniac that is still working, literally still working, that at any moment you could be Tyrone West, you could be Abdul Salam, the list goes on. You could be any of the victims, the surviving ones, and the one that I know about that's near and dear to me, my big brother Tyrone West. It breaks my heart, but literally, he pulled, if you watch that video and you see the row, and he's saying he's very polite, he wasn't rude or anything. And he's saying he didn't feel safe. He's saying, do you want me to step out my car? All this. And he was just saying that literally, like, Ruiz used a fake instant, of saying that, oh, you're not wearing your seatbelt correctly. Like, what? And that's the same thing that he did to Abdul Salam. He said Abdul Salam, which happened on around July the 1st, July the 2nd, the whole 2 weeks before my brother was murdered. But literally, he used the seatbelt excuse to pull Abdul Salam over. And thank goodness Abdul Salam lived in that community, right? And he was pulling up in his back driveway where at the time his son was only like 3 years old. And his baby always looked at that scene as daddy being on the floor yesterday, back when he was that young. But my whole point is, they had several instances, those two right there, literally when Abdul Salam happened on around, like I said, July the 1st, July the 2nd, all they had to do was put that maniac Ruiz and Chapman behind a desk just to investigate what Abdul Salam said. Literally, this man, a father, a husband, a neighbor, a friend, literally almost murdered in his own backyard for the excuse from an unhinged maniac that is now sergeant, that is now able to marry Michelle Battle in the state's attorney's office, and no one sees this as a problem. This is disgusting to me. Literally, all they had to do was put these maniacs on desk duty, investigate, and I believe that my big brother Tyrone West will still be alive. But what they do, they let these maniacs still run free and loose. And what happened? 24 hours before you see the route. You see Darrell and his passenger, which I believe is his friend, someone he's known. He don't quite sure it's not a stranger, but he's literally whoever he has as that passenger in his car. Let's stick to the facts. He has a passenger in the car that is witnessing him being harassed by police, unhinged maniacs, right? And he's stating, "Hey, I don't feel safe." And instead of them saying, he said, "Do you want me to step out the car?" He's letting them know he don't feel safe. And you know, one of them make the smart comment, "Good, I don't care," or something to that nature, which they don't give a damn. Okay, so moving forward, they go through all of that, but the only thing that saved Darrell's life was a everything was going on live and he uploaded it immediately to Facebook, right? And so that's what saved Darrell's life, right? But in my brother's case, you're talking about 24 hours later. He didn't know what was going on. He's not familiar with that neighborhood. And all he's doing literally is giving a young lady that that he's not even really familiar with. Like he only knew this lady for maybe, I want to say, a few weeks, you know. And long story short, you get pulled over by maniacs, right? And then you get beat to death and no one's held accountable. Greg Bernstein has failed my family, and that's exactly why West Wednesday was born nearly 600 weeks ago, right? 595 as we're counting to this day. Literally, it is sad and it's disgusting. And the fact that we got Greg Bernstein out of office because we got protesting, weekly demonstration, boots on the ground in person, right? And ran this piece of crap, this racist piece of crap that not only looked at my family, the West family face and laughed and said some disgusting stuff. Only thing he was concerned about, oh, you got good attorneys. This makes good for a civil case. He didn't give a damn what these maniacs did. And then the fact that as of this year, we finally got a clear number. We had to go almost a decade, not knowing had to go in between 10 to 11 or 10 to 15, but we had no clue until we literally this year got some, more information from the Public Information Act that literally told us it was 17 maniacs that murdered one unarmed man. And that is so disgusting and it's very dangerous. And it don't set well with me. The fact that now literally we have so much coming up. We're ready going to a new year, guys. And instead of them having new things in a place so that this stuff won't happen again. No one has our back. Let's be crystal clear. The Civilian Review Board that really had no teeth, but they still had the power to literally say, hey, this person could be fired. Let's write them up. They kind of keep eyeballs so that way the police won't be policing themselves. They're literally getting rid of that. They're wiping that completely out. They don't want real change. And then they'll use a bullcrap excuse. Oh, well, since, the community wants, control over the police department, which we know they're going to water it down. They're never going to give us control. My whole point is I am very sick and tired and very disgusting about the Doug and Pony show. It breaks my heart. And to literally know that all these years of fighting like hell, never missed a week, never missed a day, and end relationships, and did all types of stuff, went through hell and back, and still going through hell and back. And nobody's being held accountable. Nobody's doing nothing. They leaving me literally with my onion open for anything to happen. I done seen loved ones, literally my cousin Tavon Anderson at the front line fighting like hell for his cousin Tyrone West, my uncle Clifton Anderson fighting at the front line, my grandmom waiting at home. When are these people going to be held accountable? Why did they do this to my firstborn grandchild? And literally, all three of them are now gone. They're now gone. They're no longer here. How many more of my family members have to go? Like, it disgusts me and it breaks my heart. And literally looking when I was in the White Pettit's office, that video where you showed us and the White Pettit was kind of breaking down the cases and whatnot. That's my family. This is real life stuff. And literally to see my Uncle Clifton rubbing and comforting my Aunt Diane as she go through trauma and pain because she looked at, Tyrone as a son like all my other aunts did. And my whole point is literally to have this damn system study plan with us, to literally, go up against, and I put the medical examiner's office out there. Do you think that I'm getting great rewards for exposing these dogs, these animals, this corrupt system? Do you think that? Nobody has no clue of what I'm going through. So literally, if I make a post and I'm saying, "Oh, somebody at my damn house 12 o'clock at night taking goddamn pictures," trust me, they not taking no damn pictures of Santa Claus. They're not taking pictures of Santa Claus. Not the same damn day that I'm in the courthouse fighting for accountability for my cousin Tavon Anderson that was murdered, that still to this day we can't give you guys no details about. And I promise you, when I could talk, all hell is going out. But right now, while we can't talk, literally, and having the maniac that murdered my cousin, me looking this animal in his face and then knowing before he was apprehended, this animal was at my car 2 days later after he murdered my cousin, damn near going in his dip like he was trying to kill me, and I pulled off. So when I say somebody was at my goddamn house taking pictures, don't be coming back with no foolishness. Like, y'all need to take this shit serious. Excuse my language. Like, it's not a game. And my whole point is, meanwhile, every time I put this on, do you think Ruiz is sitting back comfortable and saying, "Oh, good job, Tawanda. You're putting my life at line, and on bay, you're doing this, that, and the third." He's not saying that. He don't give a damn. He wants retaliation. He wants retaliation. And let's be very transparent. The night my cousin Tavon got killed, I will say this. It was the night that Ruiz was thrown under the bus by the ACLU. They put out a damning report that over 3,600 complaints. 3,600. And that ain't even Lottie Dottie and everybody. That is people, that is men, women, children that were bold enough to say, "You know what? I don't care what type of retaliation comes back. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to get on my name." Because when you go down there to file a complaint, you can't just walk in as a damn John Doe. You have to show them your identification, legit, legal identification that actually has your name, your whole name. It has your address. It has all your information. But meanwhile, we know nothing about the killers, that they're officer and they work for a certain unit. We don't know where the hell they live at. But apparently I found out. I did my homework, on where all those jokers live at. But my whole point is, they leave us out here to fend for ourselves and they don't give a damn. And you guys are just letting this stuff to slide. Nobody's doing nothing. And we wonder why that they're getting away with bloody murder. Like, this is ridiculous. And literally, for Ivan Bates' office to be kicking my brother's damn case down the road like an empty can. Like, really? That's what y'all do to an unarmed man that was brutally murdered? Tyrone could have been their nephew, could have been their uncle, could have been someone that they love. They wouldn't have been doing this. But they don't give a damn about us. Everything is just about them. And then the fact that Mr. Bates knows how corrupt the GTF gang was, and the fact that Ruiz was a part of that damn gang, and he was the first one to show up at my vehicle to start in brutal execution on one unarmed man. He gets to marry Michelle Battle, and they want to play this game like, "Oh, well, we can't do this because it's a conflict of interest." Well, fire Michelle. Let her go flip some goddamn burgers. She want to be married to a brutal murderer. That's her goddamn business. But that should not stand between accountability for me and my family. That is disgusting. And literally, we still gotta wait, and then we're waiting. Everybody's waiting. And meanwhile, soon as somebody wanna do a big documentary on me that's going to expose all the truth, what happens? Somebody come blackball the whole situation, and then they die off, and they fall back. They fall back, and they be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And meanwhile, they done got hours of footage, raw footage of me fighting like hell, and then they step back and they give me some bull crap lame excuse. "Oh, well, somebody brought off the production team. Somebody did that." Like, I already knew it was real when Jay-Z and Beyonce was going to pick up my brother's case. They sent me the email, and I come with receipts. Whatever I'm telling you guys, I can go into my files and show you the receipts and show you at the last minute they waited and said, "Oh my goodness." When they couldn't even give me they didn't even, I wasn't even good enough to give a reasonable excuse. All they said was, "Miss Jones, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but we can't do it." And I said, "Why not?" I can't get into that. That is disgusting. But meanwhile, when we had R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly, and they did the documentary on Lifetime, that got real victims, like my brother, like real victims, accountability. And R. Kelly's in jail because of those documents. That's the damn day I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that damn documentary that's going to unfold, or whatever it needs to take to unfold. I'm not worrying about award, like all that's good. Like when people acknowledge what you do, that's beautiful, because I'd rather have my flowers while I'm here. That's cool. That's cool. But the big thing for me is accountability. If I can ask for anything for Christmas, I could be like that kid waiting on Santa or waiting. All I want is accountability for my big brother, Tyrone West. That's it. And not just Tyrone West. That love is extended to all the victims of police brutality. But it is sad and it's very sickening that a family has to go through this type of trauma and pain. And literally next month, we're going to be at 600 weeks. 600 weeks. Like, really? That's a very long time to do anything. And then, like, other people want to come push their stuff on you and don't even give a damn about your mental, don't care what you're going through. They can send smart messages like, "Oh, I'm waiting for you to do this, or I need you to do that." What are you guys doing to help me reassure accountability for my big brother, Tyrone West, and all the victims of police brutality? Like I said, it didn't start with my brother, and unfortunately, it don't end with my brother. And that's why I don't just fight for accountability for him. I fight for all the victims, because this is bigger than what we know. I knew that from day one. But my whole point is, I just want us to tighten up and let's do this right. And I just want to let everybody know that on that 600 week of Tyrone, West, of us fighting for West Wednesday and things of that nature, that's not going to be a moment where we're going to just pour out our pain. That's going to be a moment where all of our loved ones, we're going to tell their life story in a positive way, and we're going to let all their artwork speak. My brother was an upcoming artist. He could paint anything, and he reminded me of Anson so bad, like love drawing, love painting, and just putting it on canvas. So we're going to just put their love on canvas, or just show their work and love and just stuff like that. We're not going to focus on the brutal execution of them. We're not going to focus on the sadness. That's why I said 600 weeks, our loved one talent will speak. So that's what it's going to be about. And I just need Lottie Dottie and everybody right now to buy a t-shirt. Like, I'm going to start advertising. Buy a t-shirt. If you can buy two, nice, but buy a t-shirt, because we're going to need that money to do everything that we need to do for that 600 West Wednesday. That's all I'm asking you guys to do. Buy a t-shirt, spread the word. That's it. So I'm going to check in with Khalil to see if we have any questions, comments, or thoughts. Mic check.
Yeah, mic check.
Mic check. Yes, we do have a good amount of comments so far. I'm starting off with mic check from me, mic check from Presence Antifa, mic check from AC Brit. AC Brit said, notice Chapman during the video that was played says, "I don't care if you don't feel safe. This video angers me in different ways every time I see it." I responded, "Good point, Adina. Chapman made his monstrous behavior clear." AC Brit said, "Please like and subscribe if you are new to watching on YouTube. The metrics help us." Angela Sutton said, "Mic check." AC Brit said, "Hey, Ange." Main Islam said, "Mic check." Angela said, "Hey, Adina." AC Brit said, "They didn't care if there were two guys in the car. Remember, they did the same to the Green brothers in May or June of 2013. They were on the prowl for years before the gun trace task force case broke." Angela said, "No justice, no peace." Judah Adashi said, "Mic check." Judah also said, "The elimination of the Civilian Review Board is unacceptable." AC Brit said, "The Civilian Review Board was created due to Jill Carter pushing for it. She's also resigning as state senator. There's definitely something going on behind the scenes." AC Brit also said, "Judah, they're actually using the fact that we got local control of the Baltimore Police Department passed as their excuse. AC Britt said, hugs, T for Tawanda. I said, that many official complaints for one officer proves how dangerous Ruiz is. AC Britt said, that part, Kalia. Super Cardio said, these crooks need to be held accountable for their crimes. AC Britt said, that's happened twice with the documentary makers. That's cowardice on behalf of the documentarians, because the whole point of documentaries is to expose things that people aren't aware of, to document reality. I commented what Tawanda just said, 600 weeks, our loved ones will speak. I think that's a really good slogan. AC Britt commented with heart emojis. And Judah Adashi said, ordered my shirt, can't wait. Mic check.
Mic check. And thank you guys for sharing, and thank you Khalil for reading all the comments and thoughts, and thank you Judah for ordering your shirt. Definitely appreciate you. But now I'm really puzzled because I didn't even know Jill was in that state right now, and I knew that they were coming for her because we call her the people's champ. She really is the people's champ that fought like hell. Because when she started the Civilian Review Board, let's be crystal clear, they watered it down. They got her out of there. Anybody that want real change, you don't know how you are targeted and you're marked. It's like you got a target on your back. Literally on your back, your forehead, on your whole entire body, and you never know when they're going to unleash. And then the fact that she made that powerful legislation for our teen babies not to be charged as adult, not to be brought in without their parents because they fully don't understand what they're doing. And we have these daggone investigators that are paid liars that to manipulate the situation and the scene, but they want to play games with somebody's child and say, oh, and like kind of stroke their brains and stroke their thoughts and leave what they have standing there. That is disgusting to me. That is horrible. But yet these same but they'll take with the if we talk about the officer Bill of Rights, these same maniac killers that brutalize and murder us, they get to come suited down grown ass men and women with suits on with their attorneys. Let's be crystal clear. They ain't walking there free minded. They ain't say nothing about them not giving a statement as hindering the investigation. But when you got a teenager and you want grown people to manipulate their mind and brain and for them to confess for things that they don't even have no knowledge that they're confessing to, they might say, oh, you know what, Lord Billy, you 11 years old. I'm going to take you and buy you some Burger King. We're going to take you home to your mother. Just say that you did this. You don't think Lil Billy gonna say I did this? Even if he didn't, he's gonna say that. But my whole point is they did not stop until they messed with Jill Carter to the point that she's just gonna give up. Not give up, but just like resign. Like, no, I smell rats. I smell them up and down Annapolis. I smell them in our city. I smell rats. And it's not right. And it's our duty. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. And it's our duty to win. And I'm going to say it just like the beautiful queen that made that saying up. It is our duty to win. We have nothing to lose but our freaking chains. And the ones that don't sell their souls, they play with like, Jill, are you kidding me? This is so sad and disgusting. This is like we really need to do something. Like we just sat by and let them play with our lives and we just allow it. Like what? No, we need to say something. We need to do whatever we need to do. If that means shut Poopy Hall down, be outside there every day, every week, and tell them we will not have them, dismiss something that Jill Carter worked so damn hard to get. And I want to touch, and I'm gonna reach out to my sister to see what's going on. But the last time I know I saw the way that they was attacking her, and it started from Fox 40 Lies. That's what they do. They put the narrative out and everybody watched them, that stuff, that foolishness, and then they believe what the television say. This is disgusting, y'all. We must do something. This our duty. Like at this point, we ain't got no choice. Like literally, we have no choice. Like, come on now, what something bad? Like, what else gotta happen before we actually get, back into reality and say, you know what, we're not going for this. Do it gotta be another Freddie Gray? Do it gotta be another Tyrone West? Do it gotta be another Timothy Flemings? How many more? How many more Anthony Andersons? How many more victims? How many more victims that are brutalized and survive? that got to be, put in such a horrible situation. And then now they're traumatized. They're feeling bad. Oh, because I survived. And then they feel like, oh, well, my life don't really matter because I'm still here. You know, God forbid, the ones that didn't make it, their lives are more valuable than mine or their situation is more serious. No, brutalization is brutalization. Let's not water it down. Yeah, thank God, you guys survived, but y'all will forever have to live with that trauma and pain. That's living in hell. That's living straight in hell. That is horrible. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And then, unfortunately, with these loved ones getting murdered, like that by people that's supposed to serve and protect. And if you notice that when we read the numbers, it's getting larger. It's getting larger. It's like it's disgusting. And then we can ready to get this piece of crap in office. Like we haven't seen anything yet. So now we gotta worry about, okay, he's already said he's gonna give police officers full immunity. He don't give a damn who did what, he don't care because it ain't his damn family. And I guarantee you, he going to pull a Joe Biden. He's going to get off. He's already talking about getting the Proud Boys off. Like someone they went in there and they killed police officers. They did all type of horrible things. And the first thing he made a promise, the first day I get in there, I got y'all. Like what? They shouldn't even have them type of damn powers. That's just like me arresting my goddamn self and then taking the key and lock, unloosing myself and like getting my own self off. That's some bull crap if I ever seen it. But guess what? Welcome to the United Snakes of America. Welcome to United Snakes of America. So before we check in with the sad lesson, I was able to, learn tonight that we don't have a community violence list, which is good. But just looking at what happened yesterday with that shooting that happened out in Towson. Like it is sad. Like you can't even be on funeral grounds. Like literally to be at a place, regardless if it was inside, outside. I don't have all the details, but the fact that sacred grounds where people are, having to say their final goodbyes to their loved ones, that are their state of mind is just like so messed up. And literally you have 10 people shot and one didn't make it. Like that is disgusting to me. It's just so much that's happening. And it's not even just a Baltimore thing, it's a worldwide thing. Like literally for me to hear that a 15-year-old student, a girl, not a boy, a girl, will go into school and shoot people and then wind up ultimately taking our own life. Like, I'm tired of hearing about horrible stuff, but this is our reality and it's only getting sadder, bro. We have to get ourselves together and come to a point. We have to go back to the old school. We have to really literally go back to the old school where the whole goddamn community raises that child. I don't care what you see. Once you see something ain't right, it's going to take more than one person to step in and say something. Like it's going to take more than one person to step in and say something. We need to do something. Our actions has to guide us through all this nonsense and foolishness. It's way too much. So I'm going to ask one last time, do Kalia, can you check the lines and see if anybody else wants to say anything, and then we'll take it from there. Mic check.
Mic check. Yes, we do have a few more comments. Bill Bleish said, "Good to be here for West Wednesday. Join the struggle to stop racist police brutality and murder." AC Britt said, "Joe Carter is one of the only state senators that ever had the guts to put forth good and valid legislation that didn't care what the cops of or state's attorneys thought of them. She's been our voice." I said in response to you, Tawanda, "Nothing to lose but our chains." Exactly. Hillary said, "Saw an online report that said Joe Carter is accepting a role on the Maryland State Board of Contract Appeals, a big loss for the 41st District." AC Britt said, "He said all January 6 hoodlums, not just Proud Boys." AC Britt also said, "That's where the vehicle wound up. The vehicle just coincidentally wound up flipped over in the funeral home parking lot." Hillary said, "Yes, T, we need to be the village for our children and families." And AC Britt said, "Yeah, there was a post on social media that said, a reward and national manhunt for one dead CEO, but thoughts and prayers for kids and teachers." Mic check.
Mic check.
My check.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the comments, and thank you, Khalil, for comment, reading, and just thank you guys so much for everything. So, yeah, and thank you, Adina, for clearing up because I didn't have any details. I just knew, but it sounded like, what she was saying. That's what my heart was rolling because I'm like, I didn't think, it had nothing to do with like at the funeral home. It just so happened that that car flipped over there because that's what I was kind of trying to tell my coworkers, but they were thinking that it happened because a lot of retaliation situations does happen around funeral homes and things of that nature, and it's a sad time. So I just want to thank everybody, and again, please, I'm urging you guys, please, let's get these t-shirts. Like, share the information, share with everybody, and let's get. And I know, like, the holidays, I get it, because Christmas, everybody changed strange, and we all trying to struggle. So even if you can't do nothing this week or whatever, but as soon as you can, please get a t-shirt, get one of your friends to get a t-shirt. Let's get this t-shirt campaign rolling so that way we can have a beautiful 600 West Wednesday, like 600 weeks where our loved one talent speaks, and it's not just like trauma and pain. It's just actually showing them as humans, showing them with the passion of what they love, like, showing how, they, was pretty much, the world just pretty much suffered a tremendous loss of losing such great talent. And that's just so sad that the graveyard is full of so many potential people that could have been something or that was something, and life was just cut down short. But again, our main focus is not to focus on the 600 West Winds, and I'm so thankful that we got that space, and I want to thank the Hellabacks for securing that space. So I'm really excited. We will have a light refreshments there, but it's going to be different. And then also I'm going to try to think of different ways to kind of do West Winds, because something has got to give, like, literally, and never saying that I'm getting boots off the ground, because that will never happen. I don't give a damn if they put Ronald McDonald in office. That's not going to stop me. But at the same time, we got to strategically plan things out, and we got to do things that's going to really make real change. And I know, with us being such a great force of positivity, and we have gotten so many things changed. That's amazing. So, but we need way more change, because at the end of the day, people are still getting murdered. People are still getting brutalized. Like, it should never be, we should never be put in a situation that we literally have killers being moved around and parading in our faces, and they're getting rewards. Meanwhile, there's a missing table, a missing seat at our table during the holidays or any times. And speaking of holidays, I know that Christmas is next West Wednesday. I also know it's a lot going on that day. We had a Ravens game, so I'm gonna definitely let you guys know by Monday what's the plan is, because I don't want to take anyone from their family time, because I know how important family time is. That's something that's irreplaceable. But I'll be, figuring out what kind of special, and I want to definitely make it a special West Wednesday, because my big brother, that was his most favorite holiday. Like, he was a holiday type of guy, but Christmas, he was big on Christmas and families, and just like ever since we were kids. And I remember he was the first one to let me know that there was no Santa, and I was so mad when he showed me all my toys hidden in my mother closet. So that'll be good stuff that I can share with you guys on next week. However, I'm going to do it, but I'll keep you guys posted. And I want to ask Khalil, anybody that's in queue, do they want to say anything or share anything before we get into the sad list tonight, of the police brutality list? Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. I'll just read the latest comments that have been added.
Okay.
Judah said Jill Carter was also our biggest ally in opposing the Johns Hopkins University Police Department. Judah also said supposedly Westmore offered Jill Carter the new position. AC Britt said, makes you wonder what's behind that, Judah. They probably want her to not be able to propose legislation anymore. She was literally just one person carrying a very heavy load for city residents. AC Britt also said her legislative efforts actually helped the entire state, not just her district. AC Britt said we need to go carol outside of NED and sing F the police. Mic check.
Absolutely. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. That sounds so amazing. definitely feeling that.
And
But
I'll add one thing. This is Uncle Bill. I'd
sure.
like to encourage everybody to get out a pen and a piece of paper and write down the date for the 600th West Wednesday so you don't forget. And you can plan on being there with us. It's on January the 22nd. I repeat, January the 22nd. Please write it down somewhere so it's firmly in mind. Back to you, Tawanda.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I want to thank everybody that was tuning in, sharing. But again, as soon as you can, no pressure, but as soon as you guys can and get a t-shirt, please do. And I want to thank the people that have already purchased their t-shirt. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate you. And a big shout out to Alicia West who always buy me a t-shirt. So shout out my queen. Just shout out to everybody. So just want to thank you. Then we also want to mention that we plan on just keeping like but other than the 600 West Wednesday shirt, but just merch to have so that way you can show up at a West Wednesday and you can have definitely have the gear on. And yeah, so definitely got big plans for the upcoming new year. But the biggest plan is fighting accountability. That's my focus. But we just got to figure out how we got to do it different. Because now I just feel like we were halfway around the game of life board and literally we got sent back home. So now we got to start all over again. And I'm just like, with the start over, it's not going to make me give up. It's going to make me plan more strategically and just let's just do it. So, yeah, but again, thank you guys. But I am glad that Brian does not have a sad list for tonight. But my heart goes out that if we missed any details, especially the person that was murdered last night, my heart goes out, and we're just sending love, positive thoughts to the families, and friends, and just everybody involved, even the ones that survive, just the hurt and trauma of, being traumatized like that. That's horrible. So I'm just, like I said, praying literally for Lottie Dottie and everybody. And this is not the West Coalition. This is simply to Wanda Jones in my praying mode. So just want to send prayers and love out to everybody. And I don't have my mission statement in front of me because I'm scared that if I flip to the screen where I have it, it's going to cut me off. So I'm going to rock it out from my own thing. And then we're going to take 2 minutes and then we'll get, unfortunately, into the sad list. But before we do any of that, remember, we have to do the 600 West Wednesday really big, guys. This is 600 weeks. Our loved one talent speaks. And I'm going to be reaching out to impacted families, and I'm gonna tell her to bring because I see that like with the impacted family, there's a lot of talent there. Like we have family members that lost loved ones, but they are comedians. They could sing, they could dance. Their loved ones did stuff. So however y'all gonna bring it, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do it big out of love, out of respect, and just all the good positive stuff that we could bring to the table for the 600 West Wednesday. So just keep that in mind. And thank you guys for all the comments. I'm sorry, you said something, Bill?
No, that was me, Tawanda.
Oh, you want to say something? Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit because we just saw this. You mentioned, and a couple people mentioned about they closed down the Civilian Review Board, or they're closing it down at the end of the month. And I did a little reading on this, and first off, it came as a surprise to most of the people on the Civilian Review Board. The reason they're closing it down is because the city attorney made some sort of ruling about the enabling legislation that was done, and of course, this didn't come up until they had this stuff was like for months and months in the works, and only after it had been done did we was it all of a sudden like, oh, now we have this problem. But the interesting thing is that the Civilian Review Board was civilians, but it had the ability to issue subpoenas for evidence and to hire investigators. Now the city's claiming that the Police Accountability Board that the state mandates is going to replace the Civilian Review Board. But that Police Accountability Board doesn't have subpoena power and can't hire investigators. And the police have been slow walking evidence they can only get their evidence from the police department. They have to get what the police department gives them, and the police department has been slow walking evidence to them, so that they get when they get evidence, it's already just like maybe a couple days before their because they have a window to bring charges in of like X number of days they have to bring charges in if it's going to be legal. And so the police are giving them will just dump all the evidence for a case on them, like just days before the time runs out. And so there's no time for them to go through and review this. The police are just, or the city people that I was reading talking about this were like, oh no, we're just going to transfer the subpoena power over to them. But I don't see that happening, because as long as one of the things the police hated most about the Civilian Review Board was that it had its own investigators, and so they're gonna if they try and assuming that the city is good as their word and does try to give the Police Accountability Board subpoena power, which is doubtful but possible. Even if that happens, the police are going to sue to prevent it. And so that'll be another couple of years while that all churns through the courts. And meanwhile, just, again, no accountability. So, you're always talking about the dog and pony show, and I think this is just another example of that. And so I just wanted to make clear to everybody what was going on here and what the stakes were. So thank you.
No, I want to thank you for actually breaking it down. And you guys see how, like, they just don't care. Like, that to me is just literally dropping everything and just walking away. Like, you know what? We don't want accountability for you. And then you use the stuff that has no power. It's just like you might as well say, you know what? The FOP is going to investigate. The FOP is a goddamn joke. It's sad. It's really sad. But thank you, Brother Brian, for literally breaking that down. And I want to check in Kalia to see if we had any other comments after he broke that powerful piece down that people needed to hear. Mic check.
Mic check. Just one more reaction from AC Brit saying, yes, Brian, tell it. I actually wanted to add to the conversation also in the spirit of the upcoming 600th West Wednesday and lifting up the voices of our loved ones that have been lost to police violence. I was looking back, and there's this organization here in Baltimore called Charm Lit Mag, which is a youth-based literary writing workshop and organization that's catered towards Baltimore students and youth. And during 2020, where the Black Lives Matter protests were really on the rise, especially after George Floyd was killed, they had a great collection of works by students revolving around that topic. So I just wanted to read one that I saw that really stuck out to me. At this point in 2020, by a student named Rashad, who was in 12th grade. It said, change must come, our revolution will be won, because at any encounter with those boys in blue, I send an I love you text. Mic check.
Mic check. And thank you for sharing that powerful stuff, Kalia. That was really powerful and profound, I must say. So yeah, thank you. And thank each and every last one of you for sharing, caring, and just being here, because we know that you could have been anywhere in your home, your space, outside, doing whatever it is you needed to do. But the fact that you take this time to be with us, words cannot just let you know how much I appreciate you guys and love you guys. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'm gonna just freestyle our non-disclosure. So it is the mission of the West Coalition to fight for accountability, not just for Tyrone West, but literally for all the victims of police brutality. We get the names from different media outlets, such as the national news outlet venues, sometimes from local news with the community violence list. But unfortunately, we don't get details like surrounding any other circumstances that involve the death of these loved ones. But we just know that, it's someone's family member, and we do care. like literally, because we know at the end of the day, we are all family and it could easily be our loved one. And we believe in mediation, to resolve any type of disputes. And we do things in love and with peace and respect because the world has too much of hate in it right now. Like, we can tell you all the things that we don't like and what someone is doing wrong to us. We could do that all day long. But at the end of the day, the love kicks in with what we're doing now. And that's being positive, resolving conflicts through mediation. Because at the end of the day, if you could sit down at the table and talk about it, you could walk away from it. And that's what we believe in. And like I said, we don't want to offend nobody. If we say a name that you might be totally against or whatever, we have no details surrounding any of the circumstances. We're just doing this just coming from a place of respect and care. So at this time, the time now is 8:26. At 8:28, we will return with the community. I'm sorry, no community violence list, but with the police brutality list. Mic check.
Mic
Right
check.
there.
Thank you guys so much. The time now is 8:28, and I'm going to hand it over for our police brutality list. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
For the list, we have 22 names in total through an 8-day period of the 3rd of December up to the 10th of December. I'll start off reading the first 11 names, and then I'll pass it off to Uncle Bill for the last 11. Starting off on the 3rd of December in Jamestown, North Dakota, a 27-year-old male, Devin Quinn Fontenot.
Devin Quinn Fontenot.
Not.
On the 4th of December in Reno, Nevada, a 40-year-old male, Jacob T. Lewis.
Jacob T. Lewis.
In Vancouver, Washington, on the 4th of December, 45-year-old male, Adam Grant Gunderson.
Adam Grant Gunderson.
Also on the 4th of December in Indianapolis, Indiana, 37-year-old male, Christopher L. Worrell.
Christopher L. Worrell.
Laurel.
Also on the 4th of December in Vicksburg, Mississippi, 17-year-old male, Amarion Thomas.
Amarion Thomas.
On the 5th of December in Atlanta, Georgia, 39-year-old male, Robert McVeigh.
Robert McVeigh.
On the 5th of December in Woodbridge, Virginia, 58-year-old male, Michael David Burke.
Michael David Burke.
On the 5th of December in New York City, New York, 21-year-old male, Christopher Ferguson.
Christopher Ferguson.
On the 5th of December in Nogales, Arizona, the name was withheld by police, and it's an unknown male.
Cell
Cell
block.
blocks with killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. Now I'll pass it on to Uncle Bill.
On December the 5th in Carrollwood, Florida, 47 years old, killed by police, Jason Paul.
Jason Paul.
Excuse me one sec. Again on the 5th, this time in Oak Hill, West Virginia. It's a man whose age and whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks with killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Moving to the 6th of December in Titusville, Florida, 45 years old, Carl Gibson.
Carl.
Gibson.
Again on the 6th in Lauderdale, Florida, in this case, a woman, 28 years old, Monique Scott.
Monique
Scott.
Moving to the 7th of December, Tampa, Florida, 67 years old, Anthony DeDante.
Anthony DeDante.
Again on the 7th in Shelby, North Carolina, a man whose age and whose name has been withheld by the police at this point.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. And we have a second killing in the same town. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're both called Shelby, but the unnamed person was in North Carolina. This is Shelby in Ohio. Okay. It's also on December the 7th, 30 years old, Tyler Jacobs.
Tyler Jacobs.
On the 8th of December in Las Vegas, Nevada, 26 years old, Cesar Reyes.
Cesar Reyes.
We move now to the 10th of December in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, just up the road from here. 29 years old, killed by police, Santiago Gutierrez.
Santiago Gutierrez.
Again on the 10th, this time in Arlington, Virginia, 27 years old, Cedric Butler.
Cedric Butler.
On the 10th, again in Los Angeles, California, a man whose age and name have at this point been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
On the 10th, another killing by police in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Once again, the age and the name have been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. And before I honor the last person on our list this evening, I want to point out that tonight, the youngest person killed by police during this time frame was 17. The oldest was 67, and it includes both male and female. We end this horrific list with a killing on December the 10th, killing by police again, Buena Park, California. And once more, the name and the age have been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. Thank you, everyone.
And thank you. So again, I just want to thank each and every last one of you guys for joining, participating, and I'm really looking forward to the 600 West Wednesday. So again, I urge everybody, if you haven't gotten a t-shirt yet, please get a t-shirt. Get your t-shirts, guys, and they looking good. Like, I can't wait to wear mine. So get your t-shirts, and yeah, and we will see you guys next West Wednesday. And I just want to let you guys know this is a day that we have never seen before. Unfortunately, this is a day that we will never see again. So I said all that to say, let's use our time wisely. Let's live in love. Let's live to love to live. And I love you all. And we will see you guys next West Wednesday on Christmas. And I will be coming back with you guys with a plan on Monday on how I'm going to do West Wednesday. So thank you guys, and a big shout out to Hillary that stepped in like a professional that she really is, and just took on the task of bringing this thing to us, for us tonight. So thank you guys. And unfortunately, the same way we brought you in with that awful video, we're going to have to play it. But just watch it, guys. And not only just watch it, let it, resonate in your soul to where as though you want to do something and we do something, or you come up with an idea to actually get Killer Ruiz and his killer buddies in a cell block. We need accountability and we need it now. We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter. It may not matter to the ones that are brutally murdering us as we give you these horrible numbers week after week, but it matters to the loved ones you leave behind. Live to love to live. I love you all. Stay tuned for the video. Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life, and Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No, why would you do that? Why would you
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the Gun Trace Task Force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's attorney see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salam vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working and working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.